Welcome back, agents. Secret Agent Stash here, and today I've sent my agents out into the field and we have apprehended one of our high-value targets, and we have him today here in the box for an interrogation. Please help me welcome the co-founder of the Sandbox, Sebastien Borget. How's it going?
It's going great.
You know, the end of the year is always good. You know, it's time for us to reflect and get into what 2024 is all going to be about. And I think that's what we're going to focus on in this interrogation, right? We know that there's a lot of stuff that has been, building for the Sandbox. We have the release of the map, right, where landowners can go on and they can start releasing their experiences independently. We just had catalysts that have been released, which are a big thing for the Sandbox and creators that want to start building their NFT collections for the marketplace to sell. And, so there's a lot of things looking up for 2024. We're going to talk all about that. But first, I got a couple of hard-hitting questions that I need answered today. So let's start off with a banger. And this is something we've been seeing a lot around social media lately, and I don't know why, but I want to hear your opinion about this. There are many, many people, every time I bring up the Sandbox, they're like, no, Stash. No, the Sandbox is dead. Nobody plays the Sandbox. They barely have maybe 1,000 daily active users, if that. No one cares. We're all playing pixels. What do you have to say about that?
We have launched major events from Dr. Bonkers to the season greetings, and there's definitely much more than 1,000 players on the daily basis and 100,000 on a monthly basis. That's either on the player side and on the creator side, it's been steadily rising and rising. Since we introduced a new game maker as well. So I think it's maybe just because the ecosystem is more widespread and there's exciting product and the social media is actually as well acting as an echo chamber. They might not be exposed to the content of Sandbox as much as you are yourself, for example, or as I am. But it's very interesting. And of course, yes, Pixel is pretty cool. It's very multiplayer. I love it as well. And it's good to see that there are more than one game that people are playing. But I can confirm that on the Sandbox side, everything is going great and growing.
And that's kind of what I see too, but people love numbers. If they can find a number to use against you, they will. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like that's a problem? Do you feel like maybe it's underreported how many people are actually playing the Sandbox?
Well, it's not only going to be actually, we're going to launch a feature that we announce. We announced it on November 3rd during our Creator Day. We'll be providing the analytics page for all the creators who publish an experience. They will be able to see the unique number of users, the number of the time that they are playing, and the country they are actually coming from. And we'll be adding more and more metrics. Overall, Sandbox passed the 5 million users. It's been a 20% increase on the number of accounts. We just had 130,000 creators since 2023 who are downloading and using GameMaker on a monthly basis. So that's been growing as well. And on the player side, it depends. Experiences also, as a creator, as a user, you need to attract your own audience, your own community as well. But overall, we're seeing anywhere from 10,000 to 100,000 unique players on some of the most popular experiences, which feel very good in the current markets.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. No, I mean, those numbers would be great, 10,000 to 100,000, depending on what's going on. Right now, obviously, the Sandbox is very oriented around events. You guys do these events where you kind of package some of these experiences. Some of them are partner experiences. Some of them are from players. And then say, hey, we're doing this great event. Right now we have the Winter Festival going on where there's some new experiences you can go in there and try. And a lot of times these events also revolve around having prize pools in sand, correct?
Correct, but there's so much more ongoing. Not only season greeting, but individual event Notorious Big just introduced, mm-hmm. And we had Lacoste before and Gucci before, and a few others are Captain Lazarhawk from Ubisoft that just launched. And beside that, there's also on the map 360 unique experience, user-generated, made by creators on the platform, mm-hmm. that publish directly on their land, and that also you can play at any time. So overall, the amount of content, there's so much content, even myself, so I try to play and share on my social media what I play, I can't catch up anymore, which is great. It's great to have, actually.
I think you're right, but does it also maybe make it confusing for people? Maybe it's too much content. They don't know where to start, where to go. If you're brand new and you've never been in the Sandbox, I could definitely see how it's a bit overwhelming. Like you don't know what to do, where to go, how to really get into something. Do you feel like that could be a problem for new users?
I think it might. I mean, like we're still always questioning ourselves and wondering, like, how to best present Sandbox to a new person? Because our goal is to onboard more people from Web 2. What's your first-time user experience as you enter Sandbox? Where do you help? Like, do you arrive in a social hub that's common to all the experience? Do you just randomly arrive into some creator random experience, and that's where you discover everything?
Mm-hmm.
We are going to keep working on that this year. Right now, it's true that it's mostly the events that are prominently shown on the homepage.
Yeah.
But soon there will already for past few weeks there's been also every a featured selection from the best content from the creator. We're going to introduce and showcase more and more game jams as well, like game creation competition that are time limited to attract creators. And we're going to review and improve the user journey so people understand better and get a better onboarding. So we maximize the conversion either from a brand or a creator into the platform.
To someone who wants to play the sandbox regularly because they understand how to navigate playing the experiences and what that kind of means, instead of just like, I don't know, and they end up in some weird random thing that they don't like, and they're just like, this is the sandbox, it sucks, there's nothing going on here. And I feel like I hear a lot of that.
There is always this challenge, right? Like if you think about virtual world, you have this taxonomy of 4 or 5 different kind of players. You have like the socializers, the achievers, the explorer, and the killers. Like there's a part in Sandbox which like large part of our community are explorers. Like they don't really know what they are going to fall into as they enter one land or one event, but they are still keen to go and explore around others.
Right.
And it's part of kind of the meta gameplay to actually have explored everything on the map. Some others, they might not even care about that. They just be there, stay in the hub and chat with other users, making friends. While some others, like the achiever or killers, they just want to like beat the best score, complete all the quests, or make the shortest time on leaderboard to rank and get the rewards. I think the beauty of metaverse is to be able to offer all a fun experience for all those profiles.
No, that's great. Yeah, and you're right. Everyone kind of has their own, motives, right? The reason why they want to be there and what might keep them there. So that makes a lot of sense, and I think there's so many great things for the sandbox out there. Sometimes it does become hard to just expose everybody to that, and so they understand the ecosystem and what they could be looking at and what experiences they should be checking out. All right, let's switch modes here just a little bit. I got a really important question. This is something also that we've seen popping up very recently here in social media, and it is the claim, the speculation that the sandbox is going to be moving all of their operations from Polygon over to the Ronin Network. Now, there's been a lot of people talking about this, and Seb, I need a truthful answer on this. Otherwise, man, I'm going to have to bring out the old truthsome here, and you don't want that, all right? If I got to pump you full of this, you're going to give me the answers I want, so you might as well just tell me anyways, right? So what do you think? Is there truth to that? Because we've seen big people talk about this, and they say, their sources say that this is what's happening. The sandbox is going to move to the Ronin Network and leave Polygon behind. What do you say about this?
Well, it's been very interesting and funny to follow all the rumors. I think like our mindset built like an open metaverse, something interoperable. So we are always open to explore other chains and find ways to create like to enable people who own assets on one chain to be able to play and use them on Sandbox. We've done that with Claymates or Claynation, which is on Cardano, for example. The truth is, like, we just released a marketplace on Polygon. It's been 2 years journey of development to bring everything from Sandbox, Ethereum, the land, the avatars, the user assets from Ethereum to Polygon. So right now, the roadmap is pretty simple. Like, let's scale that marketplace, the land, the avatar on Polygon. Let's see how everything works. And in the meantime, why not like continue collaborating with Interoperability with large projects in the ecosystem, such as Axie Infinity and the Ronin ecosystem. We've been very since 2018. Like, we are a great group of founders, pioneers in blockchain gaming, and maybe something interesting could emerge from there.
So you kind of answered it, but not answered it. So I love that, and you're really good at that. You're really good at this. So we could see some cross-chain stuff going on, is what you're saying, but we're not going to see the entire Sandbox game moving over to the Ronin Network in 2024.
That's a good way to put it. Yes.
All right. That's a great way to put it. So, because we just need to squash these rumors, because the Axie community and the Ronin community has been on my back. I've been popping my collar trying to protect myself, and they keep saying, no, this is going to happen, Stache. Here's all the evidence. And I say, it's never going to happen. And they call me a clown, which I'm okay with, because I know that it's never going to happen. Mm-hmm. So that's confirmed right now.
Well, yes.
Perfect.
And interestingly, I think it's like we always look at supporting each other in the gaming ecosystem. Axie Infinity has a very strong community. They are really back with the origin games, and what I think they've done on the Ronin ecosystem looks very promising. So for us, it makes sense to promote a platform that's open, that enables people to create, to co-create, and to develop and play with their digital assets. So we'll look at what can be done. That's for sure. Like, we want to see like how people can do more with their Axies.
Yeah.
And why not in Sandbox?
No, I think that's great. I mean, I'm a big proponent of interoperability with assets, within a chain, within a game, but across games and across chains. I think that's a lot of fun. And it's something, maybe not everybody in gaming appreciates yet, but everybody in Web3 definitely really likes. And the Sandbox has done a pretty good job of that. When you talk about interoperability, you guys have, incorporated a lot of different collections. One of my favorites is CyberKongs. I have a VX Kong, and it's great to be able to like load that as an avatar. And then that doesn't include all the other IPs. But when you really just talk about other projects and other projects on different chains, seeing some collaboration back and forth between maybe Pixels and Sandbox and some things would be great. And there is a connection there, obviously, right? Animoca being the big daddy, showing out the big daddy bucks for everybody. Animoca, and they're involved in Ronin and in Axie and also in the Sandbox. And so I could see why people would speculate on this and think, oh yes, this is the case. But I think that your answer makes a lot of sense. And I would love to see some more of that. I would love to see more interoperability coming across all these really cool, unique environments.
Absolutely. We love CyberKongs. They launched their Shrine of Truth experience right in Sandbox. You can play it. It's one of the most beautiful and best built game on the platform. Like, when you play it, you see the graphic. It doesn't even feel voxeled anymore.
Yeah.
Like, the whole team was blown away by the quality, and we love their community and their engagement. They share it on social media, so that's exactly what I was talking about engagement and audience before. And we've been supporting them. We own the original CyberKong, the VX. We also bought some of the new Genkai collection that they launched as well. So let's explore. That's part of like how we are all supporting each other in this ecosystem and exploring new things to do together.
Yeah, I love it, man. And that's the approach that I prefer to see from gaming companies, not just in Web3, but in general. Up until now, it's been very much like it's us against them. It's Epic against Riot, and CD Projekt, they're in there somewhere. And I think that Web3 is kind of setting the standard for collaboration and interoperability. And I feel like the Sandbox is at kind of at the top of that list. There's other projects that do it, but I think you guys do it really, really well.
Thank you.
Now, as we kind of wrap up here, what is like as 2024 is approaching here? What is the big goal for the Sandbox in 2024 to accomplish, right? We've already got a couple big ones out with, like we talked about, the map and Catalyst and getting the marketplace over at Polygon. What is the overall largest goal for the Sandbox in 2024?
Our largest goal is really to onboard more creators. We simply call for us like 2024 will be the years of the creators. We just launched a new version of our game maker tool that added a very powerful rule system that people can make parkour game, fighting game, platforming, time trial, etc. Like competitive or collaborative multiplayer. It's really game changer. A kind of game that are done with this new version. They are so much more fun, so much more multiplayer. They are adding many different gameplay been seen before on the platform. So now the creators are actively using it, and it will drive new content on the platform next year. We'll encourage that creativity with many things, like more game jam. We have about 36 game jam planned for next year involving top tier IPs. Already did Care Bears, Avenged Sevenfold, etc. There's even bigger brands coming that are going to support the creator. The winners will not only receive prizes in Sand, but also be hosted directly on the brand land, like featured them as almost like an official game. It's great recognition for the creators. And we already announced a new game maker fund of 100 million sand, which will be rewarding the creator for like publishing on their land and driving new audiences to the platform. There will be a lot of sand allocated for engagement pools. First week of January, you will be hearing more officially about it. And just for context, we already distributed about $30 million of grants and support to the creator over the past 3 years. And now that we have even better tools behind, I'm excited about it. And we'll keep updating the game maker tool. There's already 2 major updates planned for next year. So we'll hit even faster those product updates after working a year on that last version. And I feel like people will start to come back to Sandbox just for the fun, which is something like you understand well and you want to give to even your community and players. Mobile is gearing forward the end of the year, but I think it will be essentially 2025 that will become the year that Sandbox is like open to everyone, accessible from everywhere. We call it the beta version or the 1.0, and it's time for like massive growth.
And then mobile will be there, and that'll be huge for that.
We hope so. We hope like really like for many markets and audiences being able to play from anywhere will really increase the reachable audiences.
Well, I'm excited for 2024. You know, my game, Secret Agent Stash Mission Zero, is going to launch early 2024. You know, we're right at the end of here, and we're doing the upgrades for the new game maker. So we got all those great new features in there. So I'm definitely excited for next year, and I'm glad that you guys are too. It's to me, you know, I think the Sandbox is still one of the leaders when it comes to Web3 and the metaverse. You guys are really setting that standard. And I think that as we see more excitement and more euphoria and more people return back to the markets, people are really going to start understanding that is the case. So, Sebastien, thank you so much for joining us here for this interrogation, even though you didn't have much of a choice. I know we got you here against your will. Look, I'm glad that I didn't have to use a truth serum on you, man. You know, I'm glad.
I'm starting to like it. Like I might be coming back for one more interrogation next year. Special one after playing your experience.
I love it, man. I love it. All right, well, agents, that's all we have for today. Until next time, Secret Agent Stash, over and out.
Secret Agent Stash.